And welcome back, everybody. This is Movies and Beyond. I'm Callum, that's Kyle. Kyle, how's your weekend been?
A lot of democracy and spreading the liberty, as per usual.
Mate,
Actually, not as much this
no,
weekend.
Mate, not all this weekend. I did not play Helldivers 2 with you once this weekend.
Yeah, but we were playing it all week.
Played it Friday a lot.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. This weekend's just kind of flown by for me.
It has. It's been a very quick weekend.
Yeah.
Maybe there's some stuff we wanted to forget.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Madam Web. Now, we saw 45 minutes of Madam Web.
We gave you our thoughts, not a review, because you cunts in the comments like correcting us. Well, you fucking try at least. I'll review the film after seeing it for 45 minutes. I don't give a fuck.
We can't give a proper fair review if we haven't seen the whole film. That wouldn't be fair. But we saw 45 minutes of it. It's at the back end of our last video. I don't want to make a big, deal out of shitting on it. We didn't enjoy the film. I'll just leave it at that. But opening weekend's happened now. It's made around about 25 million in its opening weekend. Now, Kyle, you think 25 million weekend? Not too bad. This is over what they called a 6-day weekend. So, yeah.
So it was over a week.
Pretty much, yeah. It's like a 6-day weekend. That's like all the week. I think they counted it from Tuesday from pre-screenings on Tuesday all the way to Sunday. Well, that's how they would have had to done it, yeah. And that's for the Valentine's Day weekend, and it made 25 million. One thing I do want to add onto this is Bob Marley One Love, that made 52 million on the 6th day. So, well done, Bob Marley. We need to go see that.
Yeah.
But
my mum went to go see it. She said she enjoyed it.
I've seen it as well.
She just said we need to go see that.
Yeah, but I went with your mum.
Yeah, I knew that would come in. You need new material.
Yeah, you didn't know that would come in, mate.
Yeah, I did. I knew it would come from. I set you up for it.
No, you didn't.
I did.
You did not.
I did. And going back to Madam Web, anyways. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, this film doesn't get any. What a piece of shit.
No positive word of mouth.
No, there's nothing I've heard. I know I spoke to some people from work, and they was one of them was telling me, "Oh, I watched it. I was just bored." And I'm like, "Yeah, that's why I walked out." I'm like, "I won't walk out of it." I'm like, "Well, I fucking did." I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, this is one of those films where it's like I wanted to not be there.
It made the biggest sin of all of a film. Boring. That's. You've got to be entertaining on some level. You've got to be either so bad that you're good or...
Yeah. I actually watched, not intentionally, I was on the bog and, just flicking through social media, and the ending for the film popped up. Obviously, it's really bad footage of it, but it was clear enough. And I saw the very ending scene, and fucking hell, like... What is with those 2005 futuristic-esque glasses? Like, she has 2 pairs as well. Like, not just one. She has 2 fucking pairs of these funky glasses.
Yeah.
And there's like a weird action bit at the end with one of the Spider Women, and Sydney Sweeney's one's kind of cool. It's like a 2-second clip, but it's like I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of coolish. It looks like a CW TV show. It doesn't look like a big movie budget action thing she did,
Yeah.
But the one where they hop down from like a building to a building to like stop some muggers or something in like an alleyway. It's like a very short 2-second part in the film, and she just goes, brah, like that, like she just like, I don't know, she just hits air. So I'm real confused about
Hitting
that.
air.
I just thought I'd say, I know we're not really going to talk about the film, it's more about the budget, but I just, like I said, I saw the last clip of it and I'm like, thank fucking God we left, because it doesn't look any better.
Now, Sony, they've got Craven coming out this year and Venom 3. We know this as being Marvel Studios off year. I don't want to slate Sony so much because we're going to get into slating Sony a bit more a little bit later. Good company. I do like Sony in some aspects. But yeah, I think what they need to do is make sure they get very good reviews for Craven. I think Venom's alright. Venom will succeed in its own way. People love Tom Hardy. They like Venom. But Craven needs to get some positive ass reviews.
I don't think it will, because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same writer or even the same directors a part of Craven. So
I know they had something to do with Morbius. I think this is someone completely different though.
No, because I'm looking at the. So just going on to off of this, let's have a look. See, so we've got the director here. I actually checked out what the director has done in the past. S.J. Clarkson. You fucking horrible person. I'll say that as well, because they put me through that.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just. I really. Obviously, I get it. I've never made a film, and I probably never will, but to even just have something like that half-assed, it could have been like a big factory studio interference.
Well, another thing as well, I think what we can criticise is, if it looks like he put all of his heart into it, then
it's a woman.
If it looks like they put all of her heart into it,
we don't know if she's identified as that.
Can I just speak, Kyle? Whoever they may be, if they put effort into it, it would show in some regard. But this was just lazy as well.
Yeah, the dialogue wasn't too strong, was it?
Now, I do want to say this had an $80 million budget, so
85.
Thanks for that. This maybe could, by the skin of its teeth, because this did not have a very big marketing campaign either, this might be able to break even. Might.
I don't want it to.
I don't think it will. I think shit's going to slow down now, and it's not going to... let's just say, I don't think the ball's going to roll as much. Do you think Sony will learn from this? No. No, you're correct. You are correct. But yeah. So yeah,
they won't learn, and I just want to say, because like we're probably going to get some bellend in the comments saying, "Oh no, they do learn. Cause look at Spider-Verse and all this and that."
You slating the commenters today?
They fucking slate them.
You called them cunts, and you called them bellends.
Only the people that are just comment, like the people we've been had commenting, right?
We don't. We don't get very many positive comments, do we?
No, so but
bad
we
habits.
Do get the
bad habits. Top commenter on the channel.
We do have some conversations with some of them, and I do like that to see that. It's just like 60%. Well, I'd say 70% of the comments are just ones about they don't have a fucking clue.
It's not about us, though. They're not attacking us. They're speaking about the subject.
And they called you fat.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And another guy said we need more life experience. So yeah, I'm taking this personally.
All right, yeah. I kind of see where you're coming from.
So that's where I'm coming from in that regard. I'm open to conversation, things like that with people. If they have a different opinion of us, great. I want to talk about it. But if you're gonna just fucking slate us off like that, then
Yeah.
No.
No,
But
to be fair, I did have a good conversation with someone the other day who didn't think Pedro Pascal should be Reed Richards, but we had a good conversation about it. Is that? I think we did anyway. Yeah, I'm sure we did.
but at the end of the day, like I say, I'm this. They're not going to learn. Sony aren't going to learn from this. It's a fact. It's been happening all the time. They don't have a clue what they're doing. You know, if it wasn't for the guys, the directors behind the Spider-Man films,
I don't want to give the credit of Spider-Verse to Amy Pascal and stuff like that at Sony. That is Lord and Miller's doing.
Yeah, that is their sort of like if those guys weren't a part of that film and weren't up for doing it, if it was handed to, I'd say anyone else really, you know, anyone who, because they would have hired someone really sort of they wouldn't have hired anyone well known. I mean, for Madam Web, S.J. Clarkson, she's a British TV director, and she's only done literally 4 other things by the looks of it on the page. I've not really looked into it. I just googled it real quick, and there's 4 things, including Madam Web. So, you know, with Spider-Verse, yeah, because they were, you know, they were giving it to the right people, you know. If they did it for Madam Web, it could have done, but they didn't. It's the same with the writer.
Well, and that's it. The possibility for any film is if they had better writer, better director, you know, because I don't want to slate the ladies in this film saying their acting were terrible. They can only work with what they were given. So if they're given a shit script, that's all they're going to be able to work with. Because we know...
Yeah, I agree.
We know Dakota Johnson's great. We know she's great. Sydney Sweeney might have a little bit more to prove. I haven't seen Euphoria or all like that. But yeah. That Isabella Maceed, obviously she's going to be in Last of Us. That's going to be quite demanding for a performance. James Gunn's got her as Hawk Girl. So, yeah. They are good actresses.
Yeah, I'm going to say this. The reason why Sony haven't learned is because, obviously, look at the Spider-Man films they did. Look at, you know...
I want you to save your Sony slating for that Spider-Man 4 topic.
I know, but I'm just saying, we'll go into that, but I'm just saying here now that the reason why they're not going to learn is because look at Spider-Man 3, Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi, studio interference. Amazing Spider-Man 1, they gave it a chance to breathe, but, you know, the film's good, I enjoy it. It could have probably been a lot better, but, you know, and then the Amazing Spider-Man 2, we saw how that turned out, they just cancelled it. So, yeah.
One thing, you know, studio interference isn't always bad, though. Like, look at our, you know, one of our favourite studios of all time, Marvel Studios. That thing is built upon studio interference. And sometimes it works out for the better, sometimes it doesn't. But yeah, no.
In Sony's case, it never does.
No. But yeah, Madam Web probably might break even. We don't know. Obviously, it's never fun to see a film fail, but if I'd care a bit more if it looks like it actually had some care put into it, but it just doesn't translate to screen.
It's the most entertaining part, watching this film die.
Wow. Right. Next topic. Henry Cavill, the man, the myth, the king of the nerds, Henry Cavill. Apparently he's been offered a role at Marvel Studios. And apparently he's accepted. This is coming from what I saw was Can We Get Some Toast on Twitter. Big Marvel scooper. Now, the original tweet was, is he playing Doctor Doom? We know he's not playing Doctor Doom. But he has accepted a role. Let's just do a quick... Who do you think he's playing?
Blade.
Why do that to me? Why? You know I'm gonna break when it's like that. So can't believe you just did that to me.
Yeah.
Right, serious note. Who do you think he's going to play?
I'd like to see what you think. Who do you think?
Right, so I think there's an obvious one, which everyone's like, oh, this is who we should play. And he said he would play this. What?
I'm just spitballing here. No, go on.
Everyone's like, he said he would play this character. He's the perfect fit for the character. Captain Britain. Now, as perfect as that casting may be, I would like to see him as Captain Britain, but there is a character that Marvel was reported last week that they are going to start seeing actors for, casting-wise. And I don't think you hire Henry Cavill to get him to play a character like this. Silver Surfer. They are currently looking for their Silver Surfer, and they might have found him with Henry Cavill. Now, I still think Captain Britain is a more likely option. But
I don't know. I mean, I know there was rumours about them gender swapping the character of Silver Surfer.
Well, they weren't gender swapping Silver Surfer. They weren't gender swapping Nora and Rad, though. They was using just another Herald of Galactus. That's all it was.
Well, yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter. Fucking Silver Surfer's an alien. I don't think it really matters. Like, I really don't give a shit. As long as it works for the character. If it was that case, which it's not, but Silver Surfer. I mean,
but I don't think you hire Henry Cavill to put him in all the silver makeup and.
Yeah, unless they do something really fucking stupid and make him look human.
Yeah, but no, Captain Britain. That's obviously a great choice. I'm just trying to think who else. We've got X-Men coming up. I think you'd make a pretty fucking good Scott Summers. Cyclops.
I think they're wanting to aim probably a bit younger though.
Yeah, maybe. Or if they're wanting to put Cyclops in that leadership position, then maybe. Magneto.
Charles Xavier.
Yeah. It's just massive top out of Charles Xavier. Right.
It looked like Thingy from Family Guy.
All I'm picturing is fucking Joe Swanson.
Yeah, Joe Swanson. Do you know who he is? Do you know who he's playing? Fucking Joe Swanson. That's who he's playing in the MCU.
Right. Yeah, alright, fair enough. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just clashing all universes in today.
Let's do it. Let's bring all the universes together. I can't get that Joe Swanson picture out of my head now. If someone can edit Henry Cavill as Joe Swanson, I'd like to see that. But yeah, no. I think Cyclops is a great option. There's so many characters that Marvel have now. Maybe an MCU version of Kraven. But they say he signed the deal with Marvel Studios, so let's try keep it to their area. But yeah, these loads of great characters. Obviously, though, Captain Britain is probably, if anything, look at him as Captain Britain. Maybe a multiversal version of a variant of Captain America.
I'd like to see that.
We don't know. Cool. Yeah. There's just any more characters you can think of, top of your head?
I think maybe like a version of Nick Fury almost.
Like
from an alternative,
like that.
From an alternative universe.
Yeah,
just because he does have that sort of leader role thing. Like obviously he stands out and he's great, and I don't know. I just feel like they could work that in a little bit. I think that'd be pretty groovy.
Do you think he will be villain or hero?
Well, I mean, if it's Nick Fury, I think. Well, it'd be such a cool thing if Nick Fury. His version of Nick Fury is not evil, but he's trying to do the right thing for his
save his Earth, sort of thing.
Yeah, sort of thing. Maybe he's maybe if they are doing that sort of thing. I don't know. I'm just spitballing a little bit here, but maybe we don't know. We'll have to see what they do. I think they don't want to waste Henry Cavill as a role. I
Yeah.
hope they don't have him as like a one-off villain.
And I don't think he would have signed up to it if it was going to be that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know one thing? I'm glad they didn't cast him as Sentry. I'm glad. It'd have been great, but all I'm going to see that whole time is, that's fucking Superman.
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. Like it's like, oh my god, he's like played basically Superman in both Marvel and DC. This guy's done it all, kind of thing. It would definitely be a cool thing for him to be able to say, but no, don't do that.
Yeah.
Give him something else. Give him something to stand out and be. Let him Henry Cavillize it. Let him Henry Cavillize it.
And
That's a thing.
you know, they said it's not Doom. I'd like to see him as Doom. I think he'd do a pretty good job as Doctor Doom.
I think you do a good job. I always got the sense in my head that Doom's a little bit older, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and Henry Cavill, like, I don't know how old he is. I'm sure he's older, but I'm saying he doesn't look old. Like, he's big. He's a big guy, but he doesn't look like, old kind of thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Now, going off what you said at the beginning, Blade. Now, I don't think he's playing Blade, but there was a character who was supposed to be in the Blade film. Now the Blade film's looking like it's going to be a period piece, set in the 1920s maybe. Could we see Henry Cavill playing a descendant of, or someone who's related to Dame Whitman?
Yeah.
Who's got the ebony blade, something like that. The Black Knight,
cool.
The Black Knight at that time.
That would be cool. I like that idea. I think, I just said then I don't want to see him waste it, but even if he's only in one film, like, Henry Cavill, he's a busy guy, so I don't really expect him to be in Marvel too much.
He's got his Warhammer 40k stuff coming up, which he
exactly
is 100% involved in.
Yeah, he's got his hands on with that.
Yeah.
And so I think definitely this, in that regard, if he wasn't so busy, then I could see him. Yeah, okay. I want him to be in loads of things. Realistically, he won't be. But then I don't want the role to be wasted. Now, if he played a part in the Blade film and it was as significant as that, and he was like a descendant, so he's still all connected. He's just from a different time or whatever. I'd like that. I'd be fine with that. That's cool.
What about like Mr. Sinister? More X-Men side of it. I don't think X-Men characters, I think, are very unlikely at the moment. I think that's going to be past the multiverse saga. I think when we get past the multiverse saga, it's going to be the mutant saga. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe. Yeah, potentially. I know people really want to see that character. Again, he just seems like Henry Cavill seems like he can have fun with a role. Well, obviously,
he could do any role to throw at him.
Yeah.
This man wants to be Black Widow. He's Black Widow. So.
I don't know.
It's just good that he's gone to Marvel and he trusts them.
Because do you know what?
Fucked around at DC.
Do you know what though? If it comes out tomorrow, this guy's been cast as Madam Web in the MCU, the MCU's version of Madam Web. I am booking time off. I am going to see this.
Not as much time as I've got off for Deadpool 3.
Madam Man. Yeah. No, in all seriousness, I don't know who he could play as. Again, I don't want the role to be wasted. I want it to have like a significant impact to everything that's going on at least, or to have like some sort of role in that. But I don't want it to be wasted. I don't want it to be like a villain that just gets like, as cool as a villain is, I don't want to see him get killed off. It's kind of like when Christian Bale was Gore. Again, a great character, just didn't get enough screen time, didn't get enough gore.
I'll say this,
he's just wasted.
Gore, he could have been a great character, and they just didn't. They just didn't see him butchering any gods. He should have gone to that hall like where Thor went with all them gods and just decapitated them all for the fun of it. But you know, decapitation isn't that fun sometimes. Anyway, Henry Cavill, great shout. My number one choice would be Scott Summers though, if he were going to play anyone. Leadership role, suits him. I think he could do it. But yeah, anyway, and Kyle's number one pick is Blade. Still, next topic. Right. Sony, they're a bit fucking desperate right now. We reported a couple weeks ago about Sony, Marvel. They were both had different ideas for the direction of Spider-Man 4. Now, Spider-Man 4 is slated to come out in 2025. That's what Sony wants anyway. You know, they've got that slate, and there's them 2 films in 2025, Sony ones. No, there's that one, July of 2025, I think. That's what Sony wants. Now, there's talk of Marvel doesn't want 4 films in 2025, like they've got. Never mind 5. So, Marvel Studios has asked them to push it off to 2026. Marvel Studios is even thinking about pushing Blade to 2026, so RIP Blade again, getting moved again, just so they can have 3 films, Captain America, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four spread out. But apparently Sony doesn't care. Sony wants Spider-Man 4 to come out in 2025, and they want it to be a multiversal story. Now, this is interesting. Now, we've already reported this, but coming from the other side of it is actually Tom Holland and Kevin Feige want it to be the street level, down on the ground sort of deal with, Kingpin in the background, organising stuff. But that's, look, and to me, we said this last time. They should go with a street level one, 100%. They need to earn another multiverse one. I'm not gonna repeat what I said on that one. What I do want to talk about is they are determined that this will come out in 2025. Guess what? Kevin Feige wants this to be the first film to come out just before Kang Dynasty. So the last 2 films that came out before Avengers films was Black Panther and Captain Marvel. Both billion-dollar films. In the billion-dollar club. Why doesn't Sony see the benefit of, oh my god, if we release this just before an Avengers film comes out, people are going to be in that Marvel mood and they're going to want to rush out and see our Spider-Man film. Because they're just thinking about the now, and they think, oh, if we chuck Toby and Andrew in it again, it's another guaranteed $2 billion. Guess what? You might make the money, and I'm not saying there isn't a version of Spider-Man 4 that's multiversal that isn't good. I bet they can make a good version of it, but it's not what the fans want to see right now. The fans want to see a street-level Spider-Man working from his apartment with no tech, maybe bumps into Daredevil. Like, I'd love Daredevil to be in Spider-Man 4, but I don't want him to have a massive role. Like, maybe bumps into him at the beginning, helps him in the fight at the end, something like that. But Sony is determined to ruin this relationship with Marvel Studios because they want to take back full control of Spider-Man. And I think that's what it is. They're just... Now, granted, Marvel Studios has had some misses over the past couple of years, but they ain't had a Morbius, and they fucking certainly haven't had a Madam Web. So, yeah. What do you think of this, Kyle?
Sorry, I was listening. I was just reading up on Avery Arad. Apparently, Avery Arad has said something about it in a book he did, regards to Spider-Man and Marvel. Apparently, blast the MCU Spider-Man films in new book. They did it for the money. Terrible. I don't know what he means. I've not, I haven't got any heavy context for
It's
that.
called business. It's all done for money. Is he an idiot?
He's
He
a fucking
is.
fool.
He is. We know this. Now,
Yeah, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure this is it. So apparently, he was the guy who shoehorned in Venom into the Tobey Maguire film. Obviously, he must have gone to Sony and said, like, look, you put this character in, it's going to make you loads of money, or it's going to make the film really successful. And Sony have probably gone and like, okay, we need this in now, put it in. And Sam Raimi was like, this is fucking stupid, I wanted to do Sandman. That's how I'm reading it, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's how it went, roughly. So yeah, this. I just need to stop being fucking idiots, man. Like,
and you can tell the desperation, the stupidity from it. It's like, well, no, we need to get Spider-Man out. We need to get Spider-Man out. We need to get Spider-Man out. No. Do they not realise how much more money this film will make if it comes out just before an Avengers film?
apparently not.
Are they stupid?
Yeah, I'm just done talking about Sony now. I'm done talking about how stupid they are.
Would you agree that they are determined to ruin this relationship with Marvel? To me, what they learned, what they should not have learned from Spider-Man No Way Home is, oh wow, we made all this money, and it was all of our characters, barring Doctor Strange. No. So they're probably thought,
How many times have they done that? They've done that, what, 3 times now in total, and one time out of 3 it's worked. I mean this in the sense of Amazing Spider-Man 2 and Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3 having all these characters in this film. Granted, I will say this, New Goblin and Sandman were kind of set up to be in the film anyways, but it's like Venom and, obviously Eddie Brock, it kind of comes as a pair. So, and then they wanted to do more, they wanted to take that a step further and do more in the Spider-Man 4 film, but Sam Raimi was like, do you know what, you keep getting involved, fuck you, I'm out, and we never got it, and it rebooted. And then, they give the Amazing Spider-Man 1, a bit of room to breathe. It still had that annoying weird setup with the post-credit scene, nothing too crazy, it just, but the Amazing Spider-Man 2, the second half of that fucking film feels like an extended post-credit scene. Like, it just felt like watching a trailer for a film that's not even out or even been made.
And say what you will about MCU Spider-Man, at least from my point of view, at least from your point of view, it's been consistent. And they've consistently given us good product. Fun product. Nothing that's at the level of Amazing Spider-Man 2. Nothing that's at the level of Spider-Man 3. Now, but I'll say this about Sony. People say, yeah, but they made Spider-Man 2, and that might be the greatest Spider-Man film of all time. Guess what? That was in 2002. It's 22 years later. It's like, yeah, they've got Spider-Verse. I really think they just threw out Spider-Verse, let Lord and Miller do whatever they wanted with it, and then it became a success. So now they're just dabbling and just getting a little bit involved here and there. But, yeah. If I was Sony, I would listen to Marvel, because guess what? It was Marvel who bailed them out of the shit last time. Who said, come over to our universe, we'll let you play in our sandbox. You want to use some of our characters in your films? No problem. You can do that.
It was 2004 for Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was 2005 or 4, but...
Well, it was fucking 20 years ago, still.
It's still a long time ago.
Yeah. They haven't had success like that for a Spider-Man live-action film that's their film in a long time. In a very fucking 20 years. Because Amazing Spider-Man... I like Amazing Spider-Man 1, but it's nowhere near as good as Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 was 20 years ago. So, yeah. The first Amazing Spider-Man, if you want to say that was the last good Spider-Man film Sony made by themselves, was what? 12 year ago? 2012 that came out, so
Yeah, they really need to get there.
and this is my message to Sony.
Fuck you.
No, look at what you're doing, and look at what happened last time.
Don't be fools. I get it. It's a business, and you've got probably
And one thing I will say,
people to listen to.
it's their property. At the end of the day, it's their choice. Now, just because someone owns a dog doesn't mean they can take it out to the front garden and put its collar on and its leash and swing it around their head. Just because it's their property don't mean they can do that with it. And that seems like what they want to do. They're determined to damage this brand. So, for some weird reason, then they can bring it back and go, oh, look, guys, we're just going to make Spider-Man films with 3 Spider-Men in them for 60 years. And we're going to be wheeling out Tobey Maguire in a wheelchair.
Or it could just be a case of, like, we make these horrible films because they look at the MCU and like, oh my god, the Spider-Man's actually doing really good. Why don't we do, like, really shit, and then later on we'll make a good Spider-Man film that's not connected to the MCU and go, oh, look how good the C Spider-Man films have got on, and all these villain films have got on since it's not been in the MCU. Like, that would not surprise me if that's their weird fucking mindset.
I think they struggle to see, yes, Spider-Man No Way Home is the biggest hit since Avengers Endgame. At least in, comic book movie terms, in Marvel terms. Now, they probably saw that and thought, we don't need these guys. No, Sony, you're getting it wrong. You are at that level of success now because of Marvel Studios, not because it's your characters. So, yeah, it's just annoying. And if I'm completely honest with you, the way this is going, I'm tired of being played with this like a fan. I hope after Secret Wars, Spider-Man is nothing to do with the MCU.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just causing too much. It's like, alright, we've had him for some films, just have him back, because you want to do what you want to do, fair enough, but you signed a contract, it's like you want to play in this universe, play by our rules, and now they're going, no, it needs to come out in 2025. Marvel are being lenient. Yes, there was a time where you had to have a film in development, at a certain amount of time, otherwise you would lose them rights. It's Marvel giving you a choice now. Do you know? And if people have to wait that little bit longer as well for a Spider-Man 4, we've already gone the longest amount of time we've gone without a Spider-Man, MCU Spider-Man film. People waiting until 2026. That's 5 years from Spider-Man No Way Home to Spider-Man 4, whatever it may be called. People will be ready for it. Just before an Avengers film as well. When that Marvel dial is up. But yeah, they don't seem to see it. And I don't think they are going to see it.
I disagree with you in some regard. Obviously, Spider-Man is such a... For me, I love the character. I'd hate to see him go. I'd hate to see him go. But, yeah, they just need to either stop this... Like, Sony needs to stop this bullshit with hurting their own brand. And, they just need to continue with this... With the strong thing they did with the first 3 films, Tom Holland films. Just keep that going. Keep that nice flow going. Don't ruin it.
And they seem to think keep that nice thing going is getting Tobey and Andrew back. I'd love to see them back. And I'll say it again. There is probably a good version of Spider-Man 4 where Tobey and Andrew come back. But let's wait a little bit. Let's not play that card right away. Let's get some street-level characters in. Doing some street-level stuff.
People want Daredevil and Spider-Man together.
It's like people... Because even at the end of No Way Home, people are like, oh, finally, Spider-Man is in actual New York. He's going to be actually swinging around. He's lost everything. He's at his lowest. Yeah. Just, yeah. I don't know what else we can say because clearly no one at Sony is going to see this, but this is what's being echoed throughout the fandom anyway. So, yeah. Anyway.
I think it's going to make it a lot worse when Deadpool 3 comes out and that's another multiverse film. That's going to be very successful. So I think that's going to be like a thing that, Sony go and look at, oh, multiverse is still popping, people still like this shit.
But to me, the multiverse aspects of Deadpool 3 have probably been there since 2018, since Deadpool 2 finished. Deadpool was doing multiverse before it was a thing in the MCU.
Well, I mean, you got Days of Future Past, that's kind of multiverse as well, a little bit. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Anyway, let's go on to something fun. Something that's going to brighten up our spirits a bit. The DUNE Part 2 reactions were out after the premiere. It's all positive, Kyle. Like, very positive. Like, extremely positive. Saying it's the sci-fi film of a generation. All the stuff like that. We are... Come Thursday, we are a week away from seeing DUNE Part 2. Midnight screening. I've got the day off after, because no way I'm staying up until about 3:30 in the morning.
I need to look into that.
Yeah. It'd be funnier if you went to work.
It would be very painful, but
are you ready now? Hearing all these positive reactions, where's your hype level now for DUNE Part 2?
Honestly, it's more or less the same because
it's been pretty high anyway.
Yeah, it's at the top. Like I don't think anything else.
Yeah, my hype for DUNE Part 2 has been like here since walking out of DUNE Part 1, which I watched Part 1 last night again.
Yeah, I'll say this. For the first one at least, I remember seeing it in the cinema. I thought how great it was, but I had an eye infection at the time, so it was just really hard to watch. But I was just like, come on, I really want to watch this because it was so good and visually pleasing and everything else on top. So, and seeing it in IMAX, it was fantastic. So I'm really glad I at least get to see the second one in IMAX. Hopefully, I'm not going to have any fucking eye problem.
You're going to have to be wearing sunglasses for the next, safety goggles for the next 2 weeks.
Oh, I'm going to get like some ski goggles or something. Trust me, I'm going to go on Amazon tonight and order everything. Eye drops, eye cleanser.
Hell yeah.
3 pairs of goggles on me. The whole shebang. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All the same, to be honest. I don't think there's anything else that can boost up the hype I have for this film. I'm very excited and I'm in for a good time.
Now, with all these positive reactions coming out, do you think this could be the best film of the year?
Yeah.
It very well... Denis Villeneuve, this has the potential to be the best film of the year, and this could go right through to Oscar season, and maybe even, from what people are saying about it, win Best Picture. From the trailer, it's obviously going to win stuff on visual effects. Without a doubt. Do we think the box office success is going to be there, though? We know it's going to double. It's been projected to double what DUNE Part 1 made, which they shot themselves in the leg with and made it day and date release on HBO Max when that came out. And I think that made 40 million opening weekend. And this is said to double or even go up to the high end of 120 million for its opening.
Yeah, because I think people will definitely want something to wash out the bad shit that's coming out. I mean, people... There's a lot of people that are getting a bit sick and tired of Marvel and that sort of genre. And I'm like, do you know what? Fair enough. I mean, Sony hasn't helped in that sense, so I think it'll be fine to have that.
Yeah.
I think people will be excited and want to see that.
Like I said, this is my second most anticipated film of the year.
Yeah.
I feel like, though, by the end of the year, I might get to the end of the year and go, this was the best film of the year.
It very well likely could be.
And
I put money on it.
And we've got that set up it's been set up. All the hard work has been done in part 1. Guess what? We're getting to the end of Act 2 and Act 3. So I think this is going to knock it out of the park. I am only just now getting people at work who haven't seen it. I was like, you seen Dune? And I'm like, no. It's like, fucking watch it. I was speaking to someone at work. I was like, yeah, I'm watching it and it's good, but it's long. And it's only 2 hours and a half. So we're going to watch it in segments. I said, but think about it. We've had to wait 3 years for Dune Part 2. The people who were reading the books have had to wait since the 1960s. If you're still alive, fuck me, you've been around a while. I've had to wait from the 1960s to get this version of this done properly. And I haven't read the book, so I couldn't comment on that, but because I can't read, we've already established that on the channel. But yeah. So yeah, I've got a feeling this will probably be the best film of the year, but I think Deadpool will be the highest earner of the year, especially because the trailer was the most viewed trailer in 24 hours, like ever, for Deadpool 3. So yeah, I think even though we've had Madam Web and stuff like Argyle, at the beginning of year, which people weren't too keen on either, I think this year is going to be a lot better than last year.
I mean, be on the same level.
We still got Craven to come out, mate, and Venom 3. That's going to put it up loads.
Yeah, no. Not that.
But, yeah. Right, anyway, you need to get that day off work.
I will do my best.
So you're not moody the night before, just like, no, fuck me, I've got to go to work.
Holding sick. Oh, my eyes gone. I'm intentionally just going to fucking stick some...
Bearing in mind you've just admitted it on here, that you're going to call in sick on March 1st. It's a Friday.
March 1st. Yeah, I should. I won't be able to book it off, but I'll see what I can do. It's Friday, you say. I get Fridays off quite regularly, so hopefully I'll get one off.
Yeah, sweet. Right.
If not, I'll have to find someone to cover me.
Dune Part 2. Let us know in the comments if you're excited for it. You clearly are. Madam Web has flopped. Who would have thought it? Henry Cavill's got a role in the MCU.
You've said that way too serious then for the Madam Web thing. Who'd have thought?
Ooh. And Sony need to grow up when it comes to Spider-Man. That's all we're going to say about that. And one more thing I want to add as well. I will be starting a new series soon, depending whether or not Kyle would like to join me.
No.
Okay. The Road to Deadpool 3. I want to review all the Fox X-Men films leading up to Deadpool 3. We can either start like this weekend, but doing it bi-weekly, or starting a couple more weeks leading up to Deadpool 3. So, yeah. I feel like that'll be fun to do. And yeah, I feel like we could do it. I feel like we should probably do a review for the first Dune as well before we go and see Part 2. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do that this weekend then. Like I say, I watched it last night, so you probably watch again, have a refresh.
I mean, yeah, we could do it when there's no topics on a day. It'd be good to get a video out when there's no topics still.
Yeah.
So,
sweet.
I'm down for that.
All right, fair enough. Right, guys.
Might be able to crack out that green screen.
Yeah, we'll do it together, and we'll go. Oh my God, look at sand.
Oh my God, big worm! Wow.
Yeah.
Visually pleasing.
Yeah. Do you know, I've realised this weekend I need more space for hot toys.
Why? What have you got coming?
Not coming. It's just fucking. I had 2 Thanoses in together, and they were just crowded. So I've had to take him out. He's like a desk piece at the moment. So yeah. But 1 minute. I'm just trying to get the thing back up his ass. Right, there we go. Yeah. Anyway,
Saucy.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. If you want, I'll say this at the end of every video. If you want to play Helldivers with us, let us know. Kyle's not up for playing with you, but I am.
Why? Yeah, I am.
You go back and watch our past couple of videos, mate. When I say we come play Helldivers, we just go, no.
Yeah, I was joking.
No, you won't. So if you want to play Helldivers with us, just...
Need to be a high level, though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to comment democracy down below. Wait, I meant to point, but I just used my whole hand. I was like, you comment democracy down below. Yeah, I'll be coming in with that Charles Xavier swag, just comment democracy.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Christ.
Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And we will see you on the battlefield, Helldivers.